Tea or coffee? Which one breaks most stereotypes at work?
Beer. My hidden talent. I love to hear Hindustani music. I can hear Hindustani music for hours. Gen Z. Okay, that's a challenging one. Oh no, he's searching for more questions.
What does gender diversity and inclusion mean to you personally?
Personally, gender diversity and inclusion means to me that every person can make a decision about her or his life, work, anything to do, whether it's in a workplace, anywhere. They should be free to make their own decision without having to be conscious about their gender or how others think about your gender.
Can you share a moment to us in your leadership journey that changed your perspective on inclusion?
More than on leadership journey, in my personal life, as I go through, let me share my experience. Okay, I mean, since my first working year, I never had a feeling that a certain type of a job should be only for this gender. I always used to wonder why such distinctions should be there. Right? I always used to feel it is not necessary. It is just sort of a norm that the society imposes on one, saying that this sort of work is for better for this gender or this sort of a person, etc. I personally did not feel so, but as I started working more in my experience, I saw that I had an opportunity to visit US. I had opportunity to work in many other countries. I saw that in the teams there were no differences as to who could do what sort of a job, right? And that was something that really reinforced my belief that there is no need for gender as one of the factors to define what one can do and what cannot do. And one more thing, if I specifically remember, if I leave out the Western countries for a minute, right? Once I visited Nepal, that was really a turning point for me. And I saw more than half of the traffic police were women. The van and bus drivers who were like trying to race each other were women and things like that, right? I mean, that was really a big differentiator for me, that all this gender differentiation is not necessary, especially even in our culture. Nepal culture is not very different from Indian culture, right? So even there, I saw that it was so wonderfully inclusive. I didn't know why we cannot achieve it in India. That was experience.
Does stereotype still affect our hiring or the promotions today, and how?
Unfortunately, to a little bit extent, I think it does. People think beforehand itself when they are hiring, if it is what sort of a person should be coming in for that role, right? So that that happens, and I think we need to continuously work on it to reduce that effect. And we do. I think our HR team and our all the senior management, we are working towards reducing the effect of gender stereotype and hiring and promotions and these aspects. And I think it is taking effect in our organization. We have further work to do, but I think a little bit trace effect is still there.
Cultural traditions often influence how we see gender, but how do we respect culture and how do we break the stereotypes? So what is your thought on this?
Culture and gender diversity, I don't think are related, right? I mean, culture is something that dictates our personal life, right? I mean, how do I dress, how do I pray, what do I eat, I don't think it should affect what I work on, or how I take my decisions, or how I take how I understand the decisions of others. So while culture is there, I think gender diversity and the work culture can evolve independent of it. I don't think they need to influence each other.
What do you think managers should do to set the right tone for inclusion in their teams?
I think the manager should never refer a particular job as men's job, women's job. Avoid stereotypical references to people or tasks at a workplace. They should be, consciously thinking about, in any circumstances, is this the right thing to do? Will it be perceived as, being stereotypical, and take calls. As a manager, one needs to be conscious about those things.
What's a good way to speak up when we see a stereotype at workplace?
In a sensitive way, without having to hurt anybody's emotion, but yet address the problem in a nice and sensitive way.
What are the changes do you envision in our workplace in the next 2 to 3 years with respect to GD&I, that is gender diversity and inclusion?
Maybe even our some of the teams where the gender diversity is not good enough yet, we will increase the gender diversity there also.
Tea or coffee? Which one breaks most stereotypes at work?
Beer.
Yeah.
Moving to the second. If gender stereotypes were a movie villain, which one would it be and how would you defeat it?
Angry young man. I will go and defeat the angry young man, whoever it is. You know whom I am speaking about.
Which phrase would you ban forever in workplace? First, she's too emotional. Second, he should be always be tough. Third, this is not a woman's or men's job.
This is not a woman's or men's job.
And the last one is, if your anger, that is anger to yourself, asks about the gender duality, what fun and wise one-liner would you tell him or her?
How can the word not be gender inclusive? It has to be. 50% of the people are men and 50% are women, and how can it not be inclusive?
Tell us something that you learned from your daughter.
You can be very logical yet be very gracious to people.